Hey, it's Coach Sean coming back at you all today. Today is going to be a live coaching, and we're going to talk about something that most people don't think about when they think about, getting to their fitness goals and their health goals, and that's relationships and just support, longevity, all the good stuff, all the benefits around relationships. And it's really, truly kind of the hidden secret to a better health. But before we get started, my name is Coach Sean. I've been with VShred a while. I've been in the industry coaching for about 20 years. And I have seen firsthand what community and relationships can do for people and keeping them motivated, keeping them accountable, and really being a forefront of their success. But also, if this is your first time, be sure to go to the Start Here section. It's a great place to start and kind of navigate the Momentum Mastery course and where to start and what to do. There's also a Q&A section where coaches are on there and we can answer any questions you have at any time. So you can always post on there anything that you've got, anything you want to talk about, and we'll cover it. And then last but not least, we do these coaching calls all throughout the week. We also do live workouts. You'll find those tabs and you'll be able to take care of that as well. I did post a link in the chat. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on, what it looks like to, take the metabolic quiz and see where you're at and talk to a coach, a specialist, a metabolic specialist on what it looks like, for you and what plan would be the best for you to get you back on track or get your metabolism rocking. But today, like I said, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. It's not really about nutrition or workouts. It's one of the most overlooked pillars of health and relationships, or health and its relationships. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions. You can always put it in the chat, whatever you want to do, or just listen up and think to yourself and think of how you would answer this. But the first question is, when was the last time you had a meaningful conversation? Like a real meaningful conversation, like sit down, truly talk to somebody more than just what the weather's like, but really talk to them and connect with them, and feel, have an actual meaningful conversation. The next question to ask is, have you ever felt lonely even when surrounded by people? Have you ever felt like you're around a lot of people, but you still feel lonely? So think about those things. It kind of just is the kickoff to today's topic. Um, Maybe not the most comfortable conversation, but very important to us all. So, health is more than just body fat on the scale. So, what does it mean to be healthy? All right. So health has a lot of pillars. You've got your exercise pillar. You've got to move your body, right? You got to work out. You got to participate in some kind of program, whether it be strength training or walking, hiking, biking. You got to move the body. That's definitely, everybody knows about that. The second one, nutrition. We all need nutrition. We need to, have a healthy, nutritious diet along with water intake and hydration. We need to be fueling our body. So everybody knows about those things. And then we get into other pillars that people think about still, maybe not as much as exercise and nutrition, but like sleep. You know, sleep is so important. You hear that all the time. The more that we can sleep, the better. Another pillar is stress management. How do we handle stress? Stress can be a killer, a silent, deadly killer that can keep you from, getting to your goals when you're doing everything right. Um, Purpose. People feel, either do you feel like you have a purpose or not? That can be a big health indicator. If you don't feel like you have a purpose, it could definitely hinder the health. And then last but not least, social connection. So we often chase physical health while neglecting emotional health, and they really kind of work hand in hand. You see, even as a coach and a mentor, educator, me as a coach, I'm very much helping tap into that support. So you have the nutrition, the exercise, that third pillar. I'm really supporting people however they need that support, whether it be accountability, a friend. Back when I did one-on-one training, I'd say half of my sessions with folks was just because they wanted somebody to talk to. They wanted a friend, and they want to just hang out. Um, so there's a lot of benefits to that. I remember watching this or reading this article. It was actually written by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so he was really big on social connection. And maybe back in his heyday in the 70s and early 80s, it was a little bit more socially acceptable. People weren't really looking down on their phones. But, when he was at the gym, he was high fiving people, spotting them, having conversations. And he talks about how that really helps bring results faster and puts you in a lot healthier mindset when you have friendships and community and connection in the place that you go to exercise. And I've always thought about that, just so many of us nowadays go to the gym with our headphones on and we don't say a word to anybody the whole time. Today, I went to the gym. I think I might have said hi to the front desk person, and that was it. Rest of the time, I'm listening to my music or my audio book if I'm doing cardio, but there's not a whole lot of social connection going on, and it's pretty sad. So, but we have to understand that human beings we're wired for connection, right? Um, Really, our whole evolution came from tribes. No matter what you believe, we all sort of started somewhere. We all sort of accumulated, and tribes became kind of a big part of the beginning of human society. Um, Community really meant survival. You would sort of lean on your community to survive, to fight off animals and get water and go and gather nuts and berries and food, and just it was a means of survival, having somebody help you build something so that you had shelter, so that you didn't die or get eaten by a bear or a saber-tooth tiger or whatever that might be. So, um, but it was really community was kind of a necessary need. Nowadays, it's not necessarily a part of our needs. Um, Even me, I get to connect with people online all day, but there's not a whole lot of in-person connection going on. That's why I go to the gym and I don't work out from home because I have to get out of the house and at least see a human being. So it's really important. So our brain is craving the connection, and technology is just really it's increased the communication but not the connection, and it's not the greatest thing in the world. Social media, it has nothing to do with meaningful relationships, and I see people sitting at the dinner table on their phone, and I'm just like, man, you could be connecting with your family. You could be we do high low buffalo. You could be at the dinner table and everyone shares their high for the day, their low for the day, something funny that happened for the day, or just something interesting, and it brings up that connection. It helps to kind of bring things together, and it's super important to do as much as you can. So, all right. So now on my notes, I'm going to get into kind of what does the research say around all this? Okay, because I kind of looked up some things to find out what the research says on this. So. Um, Strong relationships are linked to lower blood pressure. People that have strong relationships and connections with people, they across the board have lower blood sugar or blood pressure. I'm sorry, blood pressure. Another one is better immune function. So people that tend to be in relationships or have a better immune system, they seem a little bit more stronger, susceptible and against diseases and things like that. So that's another huge benefit is to have better immune function. People that get into these relationships and have strong connections with people have lower inflammation. Their body is at a lower inflammation point. Better sleep. People tend to sleep better at night when they feel connected to each other and to people, and have those relationships, those strong relationships. Lower depression and anxiety, right? Loneliness goes down when you have connection with people, and when you have a strong relationship, it leads to lower depression and anxiety. Higher hopes. You have you have a more hopeful future and more hope for what's happening because you feel less anxious because you're not alone. Reduced heart attack diseases and heart disease risks. People that have more connection and stronger relationships, they have reduced chances of heart attacks and heart disease. Longer lifespan. So they actually did this documentary. I thought it was so interesting. It was about centennials, um, about people that live 100 years or longer, and they went to, I think it was like the five societies or cities in the world that had the longest lifespan, and they looked at a few things, and they figured out that some things they had all in common, and one of them was relationships, community. um, each and every one of those communities had a strong community. They would go on walks with friends and socialize with friends, and they would do activity in groups and with other people, and they would make meals together and break bread together and have strong relationships across every one of those communities that had longevity. So, and I just say all this because I want you to know how important it is to really put an effort in social connection. If you're not right now, start thinking about that. You know, start thinking about ways that you can connect, create, join groups, whether it's a church small group or volunteer somewhere. Um, there's Meetup, the Meetup app. There's all kinds of stuff out there where there's pretty much a group and a community for everybody, depending on whatever your hobbies or interests might be. Um, Join a gym that has group fitness. My wife and I spent 10 years running a gym, a group fitness gym, and we would have these community events. We would see people running in the morning together, and it was really cool. It was really cool to see. It was a really fun experience to see the community and how that really created a lot of accountability, consistency, adherence, and really ultimately got them to a better, healthier life just by being around other people that had similar interests and were living similar, healthier lives. So, but here's some interesting comparisons. This is kind of what's next on my notes here. Loneliness can negatively impact health similarly to other well known lifestyle risks. Relationships are a health behavior, not just an emotional need. So you just really think about that. Think about what does that mean by that, and really relationships, how they can negatively impact your health. Loneliness can, and having a well-known life and to other well-known lifestyle risks. So, think about that. All right, I'm gonna get in my next set of notes here. What do we got going on here? Hello again, yesterday, and yes, learning mastery helps in this area. It does. Yeah, I mean, even just an online community of people to lean into and talk to and ask questions of, and those things really make a difference. Um, So yes, as Annalie and I talk quite often and try to meet up and have lunch, just sitting, talking, and laughing. Yeah, laughter, man. It's amazing how I'm reading the book, the classic book from Tony Robbins, "Awaken the Giant from Within," and he talks about changing your state. So if you're frowning, just go look in the mirror and smile for 30 seconds, and you might start laughing and feel ridiculous, but all of a sudden it changes that state of mind. And it's so important to kind of like break those states of minds when you get into different negative places like that. So, all right. So, how does relationships affect the body? Um, so how does connection with people help? So it helps. Here's some other things, okay? Outside of the research that I did, so it helps lower your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. You're gonna feel less stressful when you're connected with people. You're gonna feel like you're not in it alone. You've got other people on your side. You've got other people to lean on. You've got support, and that goes a long ways. It really helps to lower that cortisol. And I'm telling you, when your cortisol is low, man, everything starts to just function at a better level, and you're just like, man, I'm actually seeing the scale drop. I'm actually seeing whatever your goals are happening right before your eyes with the correlation of your lower cortisol. Um, it reduces your stress response. So, like, oftentimes, if you respond to stress in a very high, intense way, um, you tend to stay there longer. And so, But when you have a relationship with somebody or something, um, it really helps to kind of reduce that stress response. It helps with oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone. So um, you get those good oxytocin levels that start skyrocketing without drugs. And because it's kind of like a bond, you feel that bond, and it's a bonding hormone. Um, you improve your resilience. So kind of what I was talking about with the stress response. So the faster that you can respond to stress and get back to normal and baseline, that truly is what resilience is. Resilience is the ability to bounce back and get right back to baseline and keep rolling and keep going forward. Um, you're gonna improve your recovery. You're gonna find that when you feel better and you feel connected, your recovery happens. And so having connection and relationships will help with recovery. But here's what's interesting, all right? So here's the stress effects. Without a good relationship, it can hinder your sleep. But with good relationships helps your sleep. Hunger. Oftentimes, when we're stressed or feeling lonely, what do? We eat, um, or we starve ourselves. One or the other. We're either nauseous or we're mindlessly eating. Motivation. Your motivation goes down when stress is high, but it's up when stress is low and when you feel connected. Energy. Your energy is high when you have connection, low when you don't. Exercise, consistency. Guys, all these things are so crazy, how much it is important to have these relationships. So the body doesn't separate emotion from physical stress, so it's emotional, physical. The body doesn't really separate those things. So you've got to be emotionally stress free, and that really happens through, you know, those relationships for sure. Okay, so now let's get into accountability. This is kind of what I do as a coach, and one of the levels of support I have, and how I can be that person for social connection for people. So people succeed more when they have a coach, like myself. And like I said, the link in the bio there in the chat, you can click on that and talk to somebody about what it looks like to work with one of our VIP coaches like myself. I mean, I'm literally having conversations all day long with clients. I think I'm getting messages right now from clients, um, and they can message me. I message them back. I'm talking to them in a matter of 30 minutes or less from when they message me. So there's a lot of connection going on there just by having a coach. Workout partners. Um, I believe strongly in workout partners. When I can, I try to work out with my wife. It really helps a lot. I used to have a workout partner back in the day, a friend of mine. That was really good, and so that's a big part. Family support. Just leaning on your family, you're connecting with your family, having them support you for accountability, and that also creates that connection. Like I said, friends, having friends, a church community, and just accountability groups. Maybe you get into a group where they're going to hold you accountable. I was in a men's group for a while, and it was really good. They would check in on you and see how you're doing. And if you said you were going to do something, they held you to it. And that's really a big, powerful part of accountability groups. So even in this group, you know, post in the areas, post that you need help, and I guarantee you're going to connect with people, and you're going to find that connection that you're looking for. So, but some other examples is like a walking partner, just having somebody to go on walks with, gym buddies, someone checking in with you weekly, like I said, just really think about those things. And this is why coaching works so well, because when we coach, we're connecting and we're supporting and we're alongside the journey with people. And that really makes a huge difference. Um, all right, let's get into the next section, y'all. So this is quality over quantity. All right. So, and this is where I struggle. I've always been a community leader. I could put a community together, talk in front of a crowd of people, but it's been a little bit more of a struggle for me to have that one-on-one connection with people. So I can usually have hundreds of friends, thousands of followers, but what I need and what you guys need is you need someone that you can trust. Somebody that if you called them today and asked them for advice, you know that they would give you the best advice that they know of, and that you can trust them to be there for you. Um, you need somebody that's going to listen, somebody that can hear what you have to say and have good feedback and go back and forth, or just listen. Somebody that's actually going to just listen to what you're saying. They don't even have to say anything, just listen. Somebody who's going to encourage you, somebody that's going to let you know that, hey man, anything is possible. The mind and the body is a crazy thing, and if you put your mind to something and you want it bad enough, it can happen. So you got to have that person that's going to keep you encouraged and encourage you. Somebody that's going to celebrate your wins. It's so sad nowadays. I feel like so many people are on social media, waiting for somebody to crash and burn, and they're trying to celebrate their losses. But you really need to find that close friend that's going to be with you, and it's going to celebrate your wins. So I mean, honestly, like just one meaningful relationship can have enough impact to put you in the right health metrics and stats and all this research. All these things can happen just from one strong relationship. If more than that, hey, great. But your friend circle doesn't have to be hundreds of people. It could be a few tight people that you truly trust, that have your best interest at heart, have your back, and they're going to listen, and vice versa. You right back at them. If they call you in the middle of the night and they need help, you're answering the phone. You're driving to their house. You're not asking questions. You're there to be for them, and you're there to back them up. So, um, all right, we're doing pretty good, y'all. Yep, through thick and thin. That's right. They got your back. That's the connection that you're looking for. So, all right. So, how do we build connection? Right. Well, there's a lot of ways to do it. First, you got to care. So if you don't care about somebody or don't show a care and all you think about is yourself, it's really hard to start building connection. You got to start caring. um, and I'm going to challenge you guys, call a friend. Don't text them. If you're thinking about somebody, give them a call on the phone and have a real conversation. Don't shoot them a text. Pick up the phone and call them. Eat dinner without your phones. Turn your phone over, throw it in the trash, put it in the other room. Have dinner without phones. That's another way that you can practically build connection. Um, Go for a walk with somebody. Call a friend up, ask them if they want to start walking with you if they haven't, or your mom or your kids or your brother, or your sister, your cousins, a neighbor. Find somebody that you can start going on some walks with. That'd be huge. Join a fitness class, right? Go and find a local gym and join some fitness classes. You can either go to like your local commercial gym and start attending kind of some regular classes and start talking to people, or you can go to like a boutique gym like F45 or Orange Theory or your local boot camp and start attending those classes. CrossFit. That's why CrossFit exploded. This is the reason why CrossFit exploded. It was a combination of community and branding, just really, and brainwashing. No, just kidding. But no, it's like a cult, right? I mean, that's why people are so drawn into it. So attend a church, go to community events, get in a small group. There's nothing better than that, right? Reach out to somebody that you lost touch with. Maybe somebody that was, maybe you were really close friends with them, and then now you're not. So reach out to them. Schedule a coffee with a friend. My daughter's birthday was last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and some old friends showed up, and one of them was like, "Hey, man, let's go get some coffee. Let's go get some dinner." I need to call. I haven't called him yet. I'm like, "Yeah, I need to call him, schedule that time to catch up with the old friend, right? Check in on somebody who may be struggling. Maybe somebody that maybe they're not doing so hot. Maybe life's not giving them the best hand right now, and they got a lot going on. Maybe they had a tragedy happen or something dramatic, something devastating occurred. Reach out to them, give them a call. Small actions repeated consistently build the strong relationships. So, All right, I'm gonna close here in a little bit. I've got a few more minutes, but like I said, if you're looking for coaching, click on that link. You're gonna get personalized nutrition, personalized training, and you're gonna get a personalized support system. Whether it's this one-on-one calls, accountability, friendship, connection, mentorship, whatever you need, you get that support. So I want you to ask some things here. We started with questions. We're going to end with questions. Who encourages you? Who do you know that speaks life into you? Think about that person. Think about who encourages you. Who do you encourage? Who feels inspired and encouraged by you? Nobody? Find somebody. Encourage them. Give them a word of encouragement. So this week, reach out to I want you to do this is your to-do list, all right? All right. So reach out to one person, call them, have one meaningful conversation, invest in one relationship, and remember, a healthier life isn't just about eating better, it's about living better. So, as your coach, I want you to know that real transformations goes beyond workouts and meal plans. Lasting results come from building healthy habits in every area of your life, including surrounding yourself with people who support your goals. If you want personalized guidance, accountability, and someone in your corner to help you stay consistent, we're here to help. Click on the link in the chat and book a coaching call. And let's build a plan that's going to work for your lifestyle. So, all right, guys. Well, I've still got a couple minutes left. I'm going to check the chat. And yeah, look at that, guys. So good. So good. So good. I really hope today helped you guys. I hope it helped me. I'm ready to I'm ready to call some friends up and and build some connections because I know it's gonna be impactful in a huge way. So you're welcome. You guys are very welcome. Um, I'm here for you guys. If you have any questions, um, I'm looking at the Q&A section this week. I'm the coach on duty, so any questions you have about anything fitness related, connection, support, community, whatever you got, throw it in there. I'm here to be a friend and help you out the best I can. All right, you guys, take care. Have a blessed Thursday. I'm I've got a couple hours, and then I'm actually volunteering at my son's swim meet. So I'm gonna be I'm the timer for lane two. So I'll be around a lot of people, big crowd of people, um, helping out, volunteering there as a timer for my son's swim meet. So I try to be involved as much as I can in my kids' sports. I coach my kids' football this fall, and just try to build communities that way too. So, all right, y'all. See you guys later.